All right, welcome back everyone to part 2 of our 2024 highlights. And so we last left off in July.
Yeah, can't believe it.
I think a big thing that happened in July is that we started really refining our calendar. Our calendar now has like 15-minute blocks of everything, even our personal stuff. So whether we're going to swim for 15 minutes or journaling in sauna, it's like we have our calendar blocked out in 15-minute blocks. We did have to say goodbye to our graphic designer slash social media person. Yeah. And we hired a new graphic designer. Shout out to that person who's been crushing it this year.
Yep.
And so this is when we're like, oh, we're not getting any clients. We started going back to cold calling.
Yep.
So we had to start doing that.
Yeah.
And we thought about doing a Black Friday business in July because it had been 5 months, but we'll tell you more about that later.
Yeah. On top of that, we did get a returning client,
yes,
I should say, which was kind of interesting. We did do a little bit of YouTube. We did the Korean tapas, which I don't think we've ever gone back to that restaurant, actually.
That's right, yeah.
And then the big thing that happened in July is that we moved.
Yep.
So we moved to where we are now, and
we'll make a video about that one day.
Yeah, we'll make a video, but it was kind of a shift. Do you want to talk about how we changed our situation, our routine?
Yeah. It's really cool where we have is everything's pretty convenient. We pay a premium, but because we barely leave here.
Yeah.
You could say what our routine is.
Yeah. So basically, we get up every single morning, and first thing that we do now is we go to the pool, and then we go to the jacuzzi, and this is all happening within maybe 8 minutes or so, and then we go to the sauna for another 30 to 45 seconds.
So just to dry and dress.
Yes,
down.
basically. And then from there, we'll have our morning smoothie, which we have a short about. So if you want to know what is in our morning smoothie, you can go check that out. And then we basically get to work after doing our little We have this little Itaewon warm-up routine that we do. So it's pretty nice. And then, do you want to continue?
Yeah. And then in the afternoon, we have a little break where we walk to the gym just at the apartment complex.
Yep.
And then when we decompress at night, we journal in the sauna.
Yes.
So we're really maximizing the amenities in this place.
Yes.
There was some real estate work. Basically, I had to move out one tenant and move in 3 tenants because we moved out of the house.
Yeah, it was very busy. Okay, on to August. So overall, the big things were new hires. So we hired a new ads person, which was a first for us because we've always only had really one person. And then we got a new cold calling person as well. And then we also started running our own ads for our own business on Google.
Our first attempt.
Yeah, our first attempt. We were like, well, we run ads for other people, so why not run ads for ourselves?
Exactly.
So we gave that a try.
And also in August, we got 3 new clients. Just looking at these now, I feel like, wow, why are we not getting as many as before? And we continued our monthly video food vlog. So we went to Italian food. I think that was Nora's.
Yep.
So we have check out that video as well.
Yep. And then for personal, we had our anniversary. Yay.
What did we do?
I don't know.
We were saving it for the trip later.
Yes, exactly. So, and then it was my birthday a few days after.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. And then we did a little fun weekend trip where we prepped for Iceland, and actually it ended up being more crazy weather there. We went to Fish Lake National Park in Utah, and it rained so hard I couldn't see the car 5 feet in front of me. So it actually was overkill compared to when we went on our trip.
Moving on to September, which was a really, slap in the face month.
Yes.
At that point, it was the longest point in time where we've never closed a client. We were, at this point, 58 days without closing client, almost 2 months.
It's terrible.
So at this point, we were panicking, and we were trying to shift the business from e-commerce to home services. So we spent the month trying to call different home services like electricians, HVAC, whatever.
Plumbers,
and then we also spent a week doing trying realtors.
Yep.
And at this point, we're like, okay, well, the email campaign's not working. Let's go back to cold calling. So we brought back the auto dialers, Phone Burner, and Kixie. And we tested a manager during a trip that Kayla will talk about in a bit. And we started, inspired by Coach Joe.
Yep.
He has these scorecards where you keep track of the metrics for each client. So we started implementing that, and that's been going pretty well.
Yeah.
You want to continue on?
Yeah, a really big thing that we were able to do when we were gone is that we implemented this thing called productivity, progress, and Loom updates. So basically the team, after every single day, they put in like a few bullet points of like, hey, this is what I did for the day, this is what I accomplished. And then they'll also send over like a short video if we hadn't met with them, going like, hey, this is, you know, exactly what I worked on. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of cool to see because that was pretty, you know, standardized. And then we did have a few staffing changes. So the person that we originally hired as a graphic designer, he was also like, oh, I also do website stuff. So we hired him as the website person as well. We hired another cold caller and got a few more Google Ads people. And then unfortunately, one of the Google Ads people had to leave right after. So that was a little weird, but we were able to do that. As we got the new website / graphic designer person, he did some updates to our website. So yeah.
And then something we did on the financial side, shout out to Coach Joe again. I read a book called Profit First. Basically, we set up our business to be profit first friendly. So we went to the bank, opened up 2 more savings accounts.
Yep.
So basically what happens in Profit First is every month we have the revenue, we put a set of that revenue to go paying our expenses.
Yep.
And then we physically put or digitally put aside savings for taxes and another set for profit and then another set for paying ourselves. So now it's like equal distributions every month.
Yeah. Thanks for setting that up.
Thank you.
All right. This was definitely a terrible month though for clients. We got no new clients, so that sucked. But we did do a little YouTube review. We found a new Puerto Rican place, which is kind of like a new favorite of mine, I would say. And then I would say the big thing that happened this month in September was we went to Iceland.
We have a video about that.
Yeah, we have multiple videos about that actually. So go ahead and check them out. Yeah, go for it.
And then we got back and the homie Thomas came to visit. Pretty cool. He was here to see the one and only Alex Hermosi.
Yep.
Thomas won one of the school games, and that's pretty cool. And I don't know, just want to shout out, but he bought his Lambo.
Yeah.
That's cool. I met Thomas 7 years ago when he had almost nothing, and since then he's bought in his i8, a house, and a Lamborghini. So shout out to the homie Thomas.
Shout out. On a smaller note too, we did start a new routine that we still carry on to this day, which is basically running every single Sunday. And we go to this little trail that's near us and run there. So it's really cute.
Okay, we're now in October, and let's see what happened here. We de-scoped some team members.
That's a nice way to say it.
Google Ads person, and what did this person
cold
do?
Caller.
That's a cold caller.
Yep.
Okay, cool. We brought in another person, a new function, because we were starting to do SEO. So we have an SEO person. And again, we were trying to get into like home services.
Yeah, that was wild. And then what we learned coming back is that I think we automated too quickly. We basically let the team run a little too wild. So we got back onto more team meetings and then, just kind of tighten things up. One thing that happened that was kind of cool was that we got to meet one of our clients in person and we had brunch with them. So that was nice. So yeah.
In October as well, we were getting inspired by what Chris and Paula were doing. So they kind of motivated us to, we rebranded to people weren't really understanding GrowWise. So we rebranded to the Ads Navigator. And along with that, we created a video sales letter and started putting up different automations with Go High Level.
Yes.
I guess to talk about. We also found we were looking for a new bookkeeper because our current bookkeeper was no longer functioning.
Yep.
And really just focused on staying at home because we're like, things aren't working. Let's just focus.
Yeah, exactly. A really big thing that happened though this month in October was we finally closed a client. After how many days?
69 days.
69 days.
2.5 months.
Insane.
That's really, really, really bad.
Insane. And then we got actually another client from a returning client, which was kind of awesome. We unfortunately, though, we weren't even positive that month, though, because we lost 3 clients, some of which were, I think, outside of our control, let's say. So that was kind of a bummer. But at least the streak had finally ended. Yep. Dry season was over.
YouTube, we continued our food vlogs. We did a soul food review at Grits Cafe. We did a Taiwanese food review at Taiwan Deli.
Yep.
And then talk about
just some personal stuff. We went to go see a family member in Los Angeles for a birthday, and that was like a 1-day freaking mad dash. And then we went to a Halloween parade that was nearby, so really eventful.
All right, now we're in November. What happened here? So we're like, this isn't working.
Yep.
Let's go back to medical spas. So here we are, medical spas.
Here we are.
In addition, we added not just ads, but we're now doing building and managing websites and SEO.
Yep. We had a very interesting situation with a Facebook ad lead. This person, we signed them, and I hope they're not watching this now because it did not work out. But we learned our lesson, so that's the most important with that.
I'm very proud. Kayla's been consistently cold calling for about a month and a half to 2 months. Every day, at least 2 to 3 hours. So that's very, very impressive because cold calling is a mission.
Yeah, it is a mish. Client-wise, we did get some more clients. The referral from one of them that we're doing a website for, we got a brand new one. Great timing with that one. We got our interesting Facebook lead one. And then, like I said, we had that returning client that came back. So not too bad, not too shabby.
Continuing on the YouTube food vlogs, which we're going to probably pause. We did Thai food, Argentinian food, and the steakhouse.
Yep.
And in personal world in November, you could talk about these.
Yeah, we went to a friend's birthday party, which was eventful, but also we realized we're kind of old and we like being at home. So that's that. We had Thanksgiving, which was really nice. We ate way too much, I feel like. And we went to Sacramento. So that was a nice little excursion, I would say.
It was cool to kind of see where my cousin lives and experience the affluent neighborhoods.
Yeah, it was fancy. It was nice. All right, moving on to December. So overall, sales was the name of the game in December, milking the rest of the year for all that we could, basically. So to give you a few little stats, we cold called. And between myself and our other cold callers, we made 3,600 calls. I was calling 2 to 3 hours a day. And we ended up getting to 2,000 calls per week.
Yes, it was crazy.
Which is crazy. So
we're trying to warm up for January because it's kind of dead right now. But hopefully the systems and the scripts and the work stamina will move over to January.
Exactly.
In operations world, we hired 5 people and lost 3 people, so net 2. Losing clients, gaining clients, losing team members, gaining team members.
Yeah, it's a constant battle.
But okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm trying to see. Yeah, so we gained 4 clients, I guess, but we lost 3. So we can't seem. Luckily, they're still netting positive, but not by a lot.
Not by a lot. Not by a lot. YouTube, we definitely pared down. We're just doing the monthly update. Like Gregory said a second ago, we're probably going to pare back on the food updates just because we want to stay focused on the main goal. And then personally, we got into the Christmas slowdown, and it really slowed down. People are just really checked out, so we're getting through that right now. But
a big theme that we did in the last 2 weeks of the year, which is slower for the business, is both mastermind our relationship. So we talk about kind of what went well, what didn't go well, and what we can improve for next year. And then a big recurring thing is what we're doing next year for the business.
Absolutely.
Which leads on to our reflection. Reflection for 2024. What do we got?
Yeah, okay. So I think this year's theme unintentionally was pivot. Pivot! So we did a lot of pivots this year. We changed our avatar. We changed our sales. We changed our service delivery. And what did that get us?
A lot of slowed momentum.
Yes.
It's really hard. I think Hermosi said it. He always says it's like the first $1 million, just one avatar, one sales acquisition, and one service.
Yep.
But that's really hard to do because you always get these ideas or like, how do we make things grow?
Yeah.
But it did show us that there are a lot of different kind of businesses and ways to do things, which is good. But I think one of our goals for next year is to just stick to one thing.
Stick to it.
We'll see how well that goes.
Stick to it. We did a lot of different things to get sales. So we tried in total cold calling, we tried emailing, we tried LinkedIn, we tried YouTube, we tried podcasting, which is a branch of like YouTube and LinkedIn, and then we did ads as well. So I think we got spread thin quite a few times on that. So yeah. All right. And then, I would say overall, even though it felt like not a great year financially, we were still able to grow the business financially, which was kind of surprising. But
revenue-wise, we 5x'd revenue from the first year.
Yeah.
But I don't know how quick. I mean, granted, the first year was very, very small. So, but also, I would say maybe the expenses also 5x'd. So,
yes.
Okay. So what do you say? From the pivots, we got a better understanding of what we want out of our business. We know we want less meetings. Hopefully one day we'll get to that point.
Yeah.
Better sales, a better recurring, reliable, constant sales pipeline.
Yes.
And probably less services, so that we focus on one system or service. We can get better, scale the systems, and just deliver better products.
Yeah, I will say though that even with all the pivots, we were able to improve quite a few of our systems, like the cold calling system, the ad system, even the team system with like Notion or task management, I think has really grown over the last year. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Something that we're adapting from Chris and Paulo as well is instead of us doing everything together, we're now slightly splitting up tasks so that we're getting more done between the two of us. And a thing I'm really proud of actually is our work stamina.
Yeah.
Other than the last 2 weeks here, we've been able to get to 8 hours per day consistently, like deep work, plus maybe 2 or 3 on the weekends, 2 or 3 hours on the weekend. So I think that's a huge accomplishment, and we're going to crush that next year. Yeah,
agreed. All right, keeping it going, there's a few more. Something that was interesting was we enjoyed being home more, and ironically socially isolated, even from friends and family. Like, I think both of us just want to be like in our little bubble, I guess. It makes things more productive, and I think honestly a lot of times I'm using so much brain power for this that by the end of the day I'm just like shot. I just want to be at home. All right, moving on.
We experienced referrals for the first time this year.
Yeah,
we got a few referrals.
Cool. That was really
hopefully
cool.
As we build up our client network, we get more and more referrals. So one day referrals, I think, is the holy grail.
Hopefully. And then
that's
another part of our routine was sleeping early. We really value our routine and sleep now, and I think we are, even on social days, pretty good at getting to bed on time and waking up on time. So that's pretty cool.
It just feels better to like be doing work while the sun is out.
Yes.
And not when there's no sun.
Yeah, exactly.
Got a new bookkeeper, which has straightened us out, which was really good. Lesson learned for any new businesses we do in the future. Get a bookkeeper from day 0.
Yes, literally.
Right.
Literally. And to kind of wrap it up, we did have really great mentors this year. They're very patient with us. I would say the number one is definitely Chris and Paulo.
Chris and Paulo, shout out.
We talk about them a lot, but they have been real ones through it all. So thank you guys. I don't know if you guys are watching this or not, but thank you.
Also, we met Coach Joe.
Yep.
And the evergreen, ever powerful YouTube University.
Indeed. All right, go ahead and wrap us up.
Go for it.
All right, I think for the most part, I feel more focused about the path for 2025, and I am hoping that we really stick to that path so that we can reach the success that we want to. So.
Right. And that's what happened in 2024. So in our next video, we're going to talk about our 2025 goals.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
If you made it this long, we're going to hit one of these, and then we'll do the don't forget to like,
subscribe,
and hit that bell notification. Peace.